Oh, hey there. Pass the JAMZ here, back with another review. And all right, get it out of your system. I lost the beard, all right? Fellas, word of advice, when you're shaving, take your time. Anyways, yes, I know I look ridiculous, but the show must go on, regardless of how I look. Anyways, coming in with this new album and latest review of Manny Tololoche's latest release, Retro Volume 2, just released this past Friday. Manny Tololoche is pretty famous and well known in Southern California, making moves and growing exponentially throughout the years. If memory serves me correct, my uncle has a brother in law who has his own band. He's in a band, and they have played with him. If memory serves me right, and I think he has even played in my uncle's backyard. But I mean, he has grown quite like he's grown in Southern California and has been and what makes him so versatile and unique is the instrument that he plays, which is in his musical name, the Tololoche. I have explained this instrument before. It is known as the double bass and is used quite well and a lot in I'd go as far to say it's the second most used instrument in Latin and Spanish music other than the accordion. So, he's pretty cool. His last release in 2022, in terms of, I think it was Retro Volume One, which also was a head turner and was really. I mean, me and my family enjoyed it quite a bit, and I was actually surprised to see that this Volume Two was the next release, probably because it did so well. And this one is also hands down the best one out of both of them. Given that the first one was pretty good, but this volume two is just stacked to the brim with good classic songs. Oldies also mixing in tracks like old style country and even Elvis track, which I'll get into now. So, like I said, there's a mixture of oldies. You got My Girl, you got Tell It Like It Is, Love by Nat King Cole, which is one of my favorites on here. Try Me. And you even have much older tracks such as Can't Take My Eyes Off of You and Sleepwalk. And then you even have, like I said, old style country like Ring of Fire by Johnny Cash, and even an Elvis track, Jailhouse Rock. Those are, and even to please you Tejano fans out there, he's showing some Texas love. Shout out to Freddie Fender because he does Wasted Days and Wasted Nights, and also shout out to all you San Benito people out there. And he okay, so the whole premise of the compilation, it's a cover album, and the whole, I mean, to me, I can't really say, I've heard my fair share of cover albums. However, I'm not opposed to it at all if it's done right and shown in a respectful way to the original artist who made the art, especially if they're no longer here. I mean, you are taking on someone's art, you're kind of stepping up to the plate, and you have this feel that you can bring something new to the table without calling it your own, obviously, and just adding your own little twist on it. And Manny Tololoche, his big thing is like incorporating the Latin and Spanish sound, especially of the double bass or the Tololoche, if you want to call it, like that's what it is, into all the tracks. And of course, there are also instances on here, such as, for example, "Can't Take My Eyes Off of You" during like the bridge to the chorus, where you have like this big old like clashing, leading up to the peak of the and climax of the whole track, where the chorus takes off. The accordion is in place of the, I want to call it like the, I don't even know what the original track, what that instrument would be. Something along, I want to say the trumpet maybe, but I might be really wrong there. However, it does work. Also in the track "Sleep Talk," he does a phenomenal job of, and I'm sure it wasn't him. I'm sure he had some help with a couple of other people as they are shown in the cover of the album. Sleepwalk as well is done really well in the Spanish and Latin sound, and of course, you taking on country style music such as Ring of Fire, where he also changes his voice dramatically to have like that deep voice that Johnny was using on that track. And the whole thing in retrospect is just amazing. Like seeing how, or not seeing, but hearing. I'm sorry, hearing how all these tracks, the original versions of themselves, and how they're really flipped in a whole 180 way and goes in a totally different direction without essentially, if I may say, ruining the true essence of the track. It's fun. It's really great, especially if you love oldies and older style tracks that are considered to be gold, like gold in today's standards. And that have aged like a fine wine. Like those type of tracks. Then you're gonna have a lot of fun with this, especially if you are. I mean, there's no Spanish speaking tracks on here, but there is that Spanish vibe, and you'll get it right away. And like I said, he does a really good job. Does his homework. He did his homework essentially. Even with the last track, Tequila, which is the most, I guess I would say, Latin original track on here. I mean, it's really fun. It ends off on a good note. And honestly, just go check it out. I'm giving Manny Tololoche's Retro Volume 2 a whopping 9 out of 10. I don't really, I've rated and I've had cover albums and cover songs in the top of my list in previous years. And just because I didn't give it a 10 out of 10 doesn't mean that there's something wrong. I find nothing wrong with this album. I just think that, just because there's nothing wrong with it doesn't mean it's a 10 out of 10. It's, I mean, you're 1 point off. A 9 out of 10. I mean, what else can you complain about? It's, go listen to this thing. It's really fun. It's short, sweet, and to the point. I know. Hopefully, my beard grows back, and it really sucks because I have this project and collab that's coming in the next. It should be the next video. Link in the description if you want to check out the album, and hopefully, y'all looking forward to the next the next video. Pass the gems out.